Hello, my colleagues. In this video, let's talk about something very important. How to choose the right cloud migration strategy based on real-life situations. Many people know about popular strategies like lift and shift, also called rehost. But real projects are often more complicated. Today, I'll share practical insights to help you make the best decision. Before we proceed, if you find this content helpful, please like and subscribe. Your support helps grow our community and signals to YouTube that this channel provides valuable information. I very appreciate your help in sharing knowledge. So, usually we begin by selecting a basic migration strategy. But I say basic because in real environments, the idea of following only one strategy is a big mistake. Many blogs or training programs encourage this simplified view, but it can mislead the project teams. In practice, your infrastructure includes various services and applications, each with its own architecture, dependencies, performance needs, team capabilities, etc. A single fixed strategy will not work for all components. A modern microservice with full observability may be perfect for Refactor. An old legacy application that no one wants to touch might only work with Rehost. Replatform can help when small changes like switching to managed database or messaging queue bring operational improvements. And the most important, we always must include a retire strategy to remove unused systems from our IT landscape. Each of these options plays a role in a flexible, successful migration. Just to be clear, while we must always define a primary cloud migration strategy, it's very important to have a solid understanding of alternative solutions and be prepared to make exceptions for specific components. In some cases, due to factors such as legacy constraints or compatibility with managed cloud services, a straightforward migration may not be possible. Let me give you a few examples from my own experience. In one project, we selected the lift and shift strategy for migration the entire IT infrastructure, and generally followed it consistently. However, we had to make some exceptions. Imagine we have, for example, a legacy version of RabbitMQ, which serves as a central message bus for most applications. Unfortunately, we could not replicate the exact same version in the cloud due to different reasons. The version no longer being available for download, missing dependencies, all the libraries incompatible with new environments, security vulnerabilities flagged by our security team as unacceptable in the cloud. This is not a theoretical example, it's a real-world situation. In this case, we needed an alternative approach to migrate such critical components. Straightforward proceeding with lift and shift strategy would not work here. Another case involved a very old, unsupported version of BigData component like ClickHouse, configured in a non-standard way, storing terabytes of data. Migration it to the cloud as is would have been very expensive, believe me. So we explored alternatives and found that using a managed ClickHouse cloud solution could reduce costs by up to 20% compared to the lift and shift approach. You might think these are just exceptions for legacy components, but that's not true. I've seen similar cases with modern applications as well. So, My advice is be flexible. Always explore all available options and discuss them openly, not just with your team, but also with leads and stakeholders. Provide a clear pros and cons comparison rather than simply saying this solution is good or that one is bad. A well-informed collaborative decision-making process leads to more sustainable and successful migrations. My next point is cybersecurity. Every organization has its own security team or department responsible for internal policies, compliance goals, and long-term strategic plans. All decisions regarding security, network access, protocols, and encryption must be aligned with this team. Many people consider security as one of the most boring or unnecessary steps in the IT transformation process. But that's not true. In reality, we share responsibility with the security team, and they often bring a perspective that others may overlook. In one project, we chose the lift and shift approach for an application that needed to communicate across development, staging, and production environments. Yes, redeveloping the application was impossible due to time constraints and the unavailability of developers familiar with the code base. However, the default AWS account setup restricted cross-environment connections. The only way forward was through a formal discussion with the security team. They reviewed the use case, assessed the risks, and ultimately approved an exception. The process was a bit slow, but it was necessary and it worked. Now let's talk about stakeholders. You can't move everything to or from the cloud alone. Whether your company is moving to the cloud or planning a cloud exit, you must include the people who will maintain those services. If a team doesn't know how to manage AWS RDS or ClickHouse Cloud, they will face problems. Even if you follow the chosen strategies, the projects can still fail due to poor support. So, please talk to your stakeholders. Adjust plans when needed. Build ownership from the beginning. And don't forget about cost. Cloud migration has many hidden and indirect costs. This includes storage, data transfer, login, backup, security monitoring, training, new licenses, etc., etc. But in large organizations, it's even more complex. Different teams often own separate budgets. Some have fixed cost centers. You may also work with procurement or FinOps teams who control spending on infrastructure. A decision that helps one team could create problems for another. For example, moving to a managed service could cut support costs but increase cloud bills. That's why you need to look at the full picture, total cost of ownership, TCO. Migration affects operations, finance, procurement, and vendor relations. You must involve all of them early. We will go deeper into this in future videos. Lastly, business continuity. Your migration strategy must match the business needs. You can schedule a full system shutdown just because it's easier technically. Think about global operations, customer usage patterns, legal obligations, SLAs, etc. A strategy must fit into allowed maintenance window and minimize risk. One effective method is to migrate less critical systems first, test the process, then apply lessons to the core system. Cloud migration should support business continuity, not broken it. Every project is different. A general strategy is useful, but it must be adapted to real-world challenges. Success comes from flexibility, communication, and thoughtful planning. In the next videos, we will explore each practical aspect of cloud migration in depth. Thank you for watching. Share your questions in the comments and see you in the next video.